Hello everybody, and welcome to Space Engineers Ascension, a new survival series playthrough we're going to be doing in this really awesome little game. Well, it's actually not a little game, it's a pretty huge game. The game is modded, there will be a list linked in the description below to all the mods I'm using. As you can see, we've got quite a few more planets than you veteran players out there may be used to, and that is because I'm using the real solar system pack. And I've also got, if I turn my signals on, you can see, oh look, over there we've got Titan and Saturn, there's Uranus and Jovian system, that's Jupiter. We've got, what is it, Charon and Pluto all the way in the distance over there. They're all a bit too close together, obviously, but that's just making allowances for the game engine. We've got Venus, Mars, Earth, they're all hanging around down there somewhere. Let's put my jetpack on and fly over. Yeah, there's Earth, there's Mercury, there's Venus, there's Mars. Okay, looks a bit blue. A bit of a blue Mars. That's okay. We'll make it work. So, that's pretty much the setup. This is the standard Crash Redshift start. Otherwise, if you guys would like to know how the game functions, how it works, please head over to the description. I will link a tutorial series by Splitsy, one of the best YouTubers for this game, in my opinion. And he has a really fun, really simple, really to the point, actually, tutorial series on how to play and start your game in Space Engineers. So you can go check that out if you would like to play along. Then, most importantly, let's talk about the plot. So, we do have a bit of role-playing going on here. I like to think of this as like the prelude to the universe of the Expanse, right? So in the Expanse, humanity is colonized. Everything, it's all sorted. We know where stuff is. You know, we got stations on Ceres, we got stations on all the moons, all the planets. Mars is its own congressional, sort of state. We have everything done. But this is going to be proto that. This is the preform solar system. And I think it's going to be really cool to see how much of a sort of little world we can carve out for ourselves. So I have gone ahead and included many rival factions, as you can see here. Most of these are coming from the Exploration Enhancement mod, and plus a few other little ones scattered in there. And that's going to make it really cool, because that means we've got civilian trade ships flying around, we've got mining companies, which are, we've got other militaries that are fighting us, and we are but a lone rogue trader, floating around the solar system, trying to make a name for ourselves, trying to turn a little profit. And the game doesn't actually have trading per se, but I think that it's going to be pretty cool to see how far we can ascend, hence the name. We will be the Ascension of Henry. That's this boy's name right here. Boom. This is Henry. And we're going to make sure that he has an empire at the end of this. So, let's have a look. Let's take stock of our surroundings. Let's see where we are in the world right now. So, any of you who've played the game before will probably recognize the start. We had a large red ship, but it has been smushed into the face of this asteroid, revealing a gigantic iron ore vein, which will be very helpful in turning this into a mobile base. My first point of order is going to be to take this thing apart, pack it into a small ship, and fly it down to Ceres, where we will set up a permanent shop. And I think that's where we're going to build our first base, and that is where we're going to be sort of working from here on out. All the planets in this mod, I think, with the exception of Jupiter and one or two others, should have realistic gravity, as in, their solar system equivalent. I'm not sure what Ceres is. I think it's about 0.25. It might be more, it might be less. I'm not certain. We have a functioning assembler. We have, if I run down here, we have a functioning refinery. We have one single large cargo container. And if I boop, oh, I gotta just land. There we go. We have two functional reactors, one on the right. Bada boom, let's put my lights on. We got one on the right there. And let's turn off those goddamn signals. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And we have another here on the left. And then we have our sort of secondary command bridge, which is still intact. We've got a med bay, which we can heal up at. And we might do some palette changes to my color. And we've got, sort of like thrusters, and we've got a dock and things. We got enough, we got the basics, right, to keep us going. So I think what we're going to do, to start off, is we're going to go ahead and whip out our drill. We are going to quickly just disable all of these GPS markers, because it's getting a bit much, to be honest. And let's go ahead and mine up some of this iron ore. Alright, let's drop a full load of iron in here, and then we need to start working out what our power situation looks like. Oh, I gotta turn on my assembler, and we gotta turn on our refinery. Here we go. Now, we will be making use of scripts in this playthrough, quite a lot of them. I've sort of recently gotten involved in a bit more of the sort of, late game stuff. No, ice is this way. And I gotta say, I'm really loving, like, I almost can't live without, certain, like, inventory managers and autopilot scripts and things. So we will be making rather extensive use of them, because they are just sort of better than the game's base systems in a lot of ways. For those of you not certain, scripts are basically in-game programmable, or in-game programs, really, that you can run. So the game allows you to code in C#, and then you can use that code, to perform certain tasks or functions within the game. It's fully supported. It's like it is an in-game function, and then you can just browse scripts on the workshop and import them into your game, and bada bing, bada boom, you got a functional base, which is just fantastic. You don't need them at all. You can play the game completely without them. I just find they really add another layer of depth to the gameplay, and they just sort of simplify things quite a bit. We're going to be doing a lot of mining for the next 40 minutes of my life, so we can talk about our setup. So let's talk about, like, future plans, right? So we are currently in space, above Ceres. I wouldn't say in orbit, because, we're only moving, like 20 meters per second. It's a bit ridiculous to assume we're in orbit. So what is very awesome is that Space Engineers does not really model gravity correctly. So planets have gravity up to a certain point, and then they just sort of stop having it. Like, it just doesn't affect you anymore anyway. And that makes for some rather interesting gameplay mechanics in that you'll often be able to just sort of fly directly upwards from any given planet, and boom, you can just hang stationary there as long as you're outside of the planet's gravity well. You'll see on the bottom right there, there's A gravity and P gravity. A gravity is artificial gravity, so if I were to build an artificial gravity generator, and that would pushing me down in a specific direction, that would be that gravity. And then P gravity is planetary gravity. So, like, if I fly close enough to Ceres, well, when we do, probably at the end of this episode, you will see that it begins to, slowly increase until it reaches its maximum. And planetary gravity can be really can be a killer, because, you get used to flying around in space where, you can overload your ship as much as you want with as much weight and ore and things as you like, and it just really has no consequence. No, if you move over to planetary gravity, that slows down a bit. Let's dig this out, come on. Okay, then I think what we're going to do is, for our first small ship, we're going to build something very simple, very ugly, literally just, a flying cargo container or two, just to get us down to the surface. Because I really do not want to be fighting, up in space, trying to put together a decent ship, only to smash it into the ground. So I'm rather interested in, putting together a rudimentary sort of cargo craft, and then using that to ferry all our essentials down to the surface. And let's go ahead and clear ourselves a build platform. Oh, getting lag spikes, and that's coming from that goddamn autosave feature. I'm gonna just turn that off. Okay, let's dig up a scrap of land here for ourselves to use. Oh, I broke it off. Whoops. Okay, I like to weld my landing gear up. I find they just sort of function a bit better if they're, like, all together. And now we can work out what the ship is going to look like. So I think let's cut right to the chase with this one. Let's throw down large cargo container, right? Yeah, just slap one of those bad boys right on the front. Boom. There we go. Then I think we go ahead and we get a conveyor. That one right there. And we're going to slap a junction on the front here. There we go. And then I think let's go ahead and get a welder and a cockpit. So, welder. Oh, actually, I want a grinder. Sorry. Well, either one. Grinder and a cockpit. Coincidentally, grinder and cockpit are both words that can have extremely alternate meanings, depending where you sit, if you know what I mean. 5. Oh, I'm slowly falling downwards. Or is my ship slowly rotating? Something's moving. I think it's the ship. Why are you listing? You should have inertial dampeners on. I'll go check that now. But let's go ahead and throw on that grinder. Actually, I need to see where that entry port is there. And we need those small steel tubes. Now, this ship's definitely moving. Let me just see what's going on with that. That shouldn't be happening. Yes, it is indeed drifting. Very slightly. Okay, let me just, wedge it into this rock. That's going to be the solution here. Okay, that should do it. Nice. No, it started moving again. I could not tell you why this thing is moving. I do have an idea to stop it though. Let's wedge a rock in the. Let's wedge a voxel in the rocks there, and then just let it connect, and see if that stops it. It's going down now. Yeah, now it's going down. So let's do the same on the bottom. Build a little cage around it. I don't know why this is happening. I'll be honest. It is very strange. Okay, it's connected there. Cool. That should stop it moving further down. Huh. Bit of scaffolding always helps. Pro tip, by the way, if you embed blocks inside voxels, like inside the asteroid here, they'll become immovable. Like, it won't be able to knock them out the way or anything. Let's get some of those small steel tubes we needed. Boom. There we go, got 100. Let's weld all this up. Okay, so we do have a connector on the front. Perfect. It's just what we need. Okay, we need motors, construction components, and displays. Alrighty. Motors should be easy to come by, yes. Production of construction components, please, next. And displays. Let's make like 40. Do that first. There we go. Alright, grazie. And let's weld this all up. And you need steel plates. That's easy to come by. Boom. Okay, so we have the trappings of a basic small ship. Then I think we have all those large reactors, so why don't we just go straight for, you know, uranium power and throw one of these bad boys on the back here. Is that where the connection port is? No, it's that way. Okay, I need to make sure I can see. Yeah, that's the right orientation. Okay, what do you need? Steel plates, construction components, reactor components, and steel plate. Alright. Steel plates easy to come by. Construction components we are making. Reactor components I will have to go and dig out of a reactor. Let's go do that right now. We'll take it out of this one, I think, for starters. Let's just dig through the back wall. There we go. Let's nab its uranium. And then cut into it. I picked up 3. Well, that's not going to help me much, but let's go weld it in there anyway, right? Because if we can get this thing power, then I can put a gyro on it, and that might help stop all this spinning. Because I have a feeling something's not interacting properly with the subgrids here. Okay, what do you still need? Reactor components and construction components. Okay, that should be easy to get. Reactor components, easy fetch. Boom. We got like 400 now. There's 2,000 in that large one, if you didn't see. And let's just go ahead and weld that in. Sweet, and then we just need 5 construction components. Okay, let's grab that uranium. Oh, wait, no, that's not uranium. That's uranium. Nope, still not grabbing. There we go. Grab the uranium, throw it in here. Boom. There we go. Okie dokes. Nice. Now, we could make this into a grinding ship, and I'm going to use this to grind up some of the larger pieces. Oh, I need steel plates. I am going to use this to grind up some of the larger pieces of the ship, like the thrusters and things, and the reactors, just because it's a lot faster than transferring them manually, even if my hand grinder is actually quicker. But I do need to find a mod that buffs the speed and range of these things, because they're essentially useless compared to the hand tools. Okay, so small steel tube, large steel tube, motor, computer. And not much of each. Production, small, large, computer, motor. I know I have a whole bunch sitting in the inventory already, I just might as well make more. Okay, large, computer. I think that was all I needed, right? And just motors, yeah. Thank you. And then this thing can go ahead and get producing while we wait. Let's get it to make like, what are we gonna need? Let's get like 100 large steel tubes, and then like just 1,000 construction components. Let's get that done. Okay, let's weld this stuff up here. There we go. Alrighty, so we have the trappings of a small ship. It's got power, so I can just sit in here and recharge real quick. Oop, thank you. And then let's go ahead. I think we'll put a connector on the back. Sure. Yeah. Connector. right there. Boom. Okay. Oh, still motors. Always with the motors. We got 100 right here. Lovely. Okay, so that is all connected. Did this thing maybe get hit by a meteorite? Because now it's spinning like hella fast. Yeah, look at that. It is accelerating. This is such a weird bug. I don't know what to tell you. I'm almost certain it's something to do with this landing gear. Like, so odd. That's okay. We'll just let it spin. It's clearly going to anyway. So now we can go ahead and sort out our thruster components. So I'm gonna put two. Oh man, this is gonna be annoying. Okay, inertial dampener is off. I'm gonna go ahead and put two large ones on the sides here for when we land on the planet, so that we can like sort of get down gracefully. Oh, okay. Okay. This is a problem. There we go. And then I think we'll put like two large rear thrusters there, and let's make it a bit pretty. I'll move it back a bit and center them. Doesn't have to be ugly. There we go. That'll do. And then we're gonna need some kind of braking thrust, which I think we'll achieve with small. You know what? Actually, let's play it safe. Let's achieve braking thrust with the large thrusters as well. No. You know what? Let's do small. Let's not be safe. Let's conserve. Iron thrusters can't be placed on small grid size. Yes, they can. What are you talking about? Something's glitching here. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw in like. Yeah, there's something edgy. I'm gonna just detach this thing as soon as possible. Once I got these thrusters on and a gyro active, we'll be safe. Okay, so we've got backwards, forwards. We've got down. We need up, which I guess we can also achieve with smaller ones. Let's put like 2 in there on each side. Yeah, that'll help brake as well, but prevent us accelerating too quickly. Oh, come on! This is really getting annoying. Oh man, the bugs. It's been like, it's episode 1 Space Engineers, could you not? There we go. Okie dokes. And then we just need the side-to-side thrust, right? So yeah. Let's go ahead, and I think, yeah, just a couple of these bad boys on top of these rear thrusters for either side will do the trick. I don't plan to do much strafing, to be honest. This is not a warship. Oh, and I need steel plates. Oh, of course I do. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna weld. Actually, you know what? Let's get the gyros on and everything else, and then I'll weld it all up, and then we can have a look at what we've got. So I'll stick a gyro. I think we'll stick it back there. Sure. Do we want a programmable block on this? Don't think that's necessary. That's pretty much all we need, actually. So let me go ahead and attach all this. Computers. And I will see you guys once we have a more welded up little ship here. Okay, and there's our ugly little ship welded together. We need to figure out a name for this box. So, this thing's quite nice and maneuverable. Let's get grinding. And as you can see, this is like so much slower. Oh my god, than doing it by hand, especially for like these armor blocks. It's a bit infuriating. And to be fair, that one was splitting its load between 2, but it's kind of just as slow, even if you're just doing 1 block. Oh man, it is definitely faster to do this by hand. So, this is going to be used for like the more advanced stuff, like this large thruster over here. This one right here, boom. Well, I mean, I wasn't wrong about boom. Yeah, or we could just immediately destroy what we just made. That works too. Sure, fine, great, good. I thought those were tougher than that. Guess I was wrong. Let's slap another one on there. It's becoming a bit hard to see now, as the night has hit the asteroid. As you can see, if I don't put my lights over the ship, it's almost impossible to tell what's going on over there. So we're actually going to switch over to the hand welders again, or hand grinder again rather, and just doing some varying, because I could put lights on this thing, but it's already kind of aching for power as it is, so I'm kind of content to just sort of do it this way, really. This ship works pretty well, I must say. It lists a bit, because it does struggle to brake in certain directions, because I put like seriously disproportionate thrust, which was a bit stupid, but you know what, we're just gonna roll with it, it's fine. Let's dig through here. Okay, yeah, now these assemblers, let's empty them out. Okay, yeah, lots to empty there. I made a crap ton of construction components, which is good. We are adding a lot of weight onto this little craft, to be honest, but it's probably not the worst idea, given that, you know, we do actually have quite a bit to ferry. Okay, this one never got built, so this we can just strip straight down to its bits. Nice. And then you need to get emptied still. Take your construction components and your computers, and then let's break it down. We'll leave the refinery till the last minute just so it can keep processing those ores, because it makes them a lot smaller. Oh, right. Yes, there would have been ingots in there. I forgot about that. Hopefully we didn't lose anything too valuable. Okay, it's about that time. It's time to grind up the reactor. Oh boy, this is going to get scary now, because now if I die, I am dead. There's no medbay to respawn at. We are in serious trouble. So let's clear up space and get this done as quickly as possible, and then we can vamonos back to back down to Ceres, which again is going to be a one-shot pony, because if we mess that up, we die, and the series will be over before it begins. Okay, now we can sort of get an idea of the components flowing in. Having all these reactor components is really going to help, because that means we can now set up potentially 2 full large reactors when we land on Ceres, which is going to make our setup time dramatically shorter, because typically that's like sort of pretty difficult to come by, you know, that much. I think you need silver, you need iron, cobalt, nickel, like it's a pretty expensive component to manufacture, and we're getting 2 for free. Well, not for free, we're getting 2 for a lot of labor. Oh, we still need to grab our refinery. I had completely forgotten. Okay, well, it's not functioning anymore anyway, so we might as well go empty it out, see what we can get out of it. Come on, refinery. What have we got? We got silicon, uranium, and cobalt all remaining. Okay. Okie dokes. That is... We can work with that. We can work with that. I think we may need to add some more storage on here, though. This is becoming a bit tedious. Okay, and that's what remains of our red ship after we've stripped out as many of the essential components as I could find. So what we're going to do now, in the next episode, really, or rather in between episodes, I'm going to go ahead and tear down as much of that steel plate as I can, pack it into this thing so it is literally bristling with goodies, and then, in the beginning of the next episode, we're going to be flying down to Ceres. I might even do a little bit of uranium mining while we're up here as well, just to make our startup there a bit easier. We do have, I think, close on 30 ingots. Yeah, 30 ingots, but I'd like to have, like, you know, just a little bit of uranium stock lying around, maybe like 30,000 units of ore, just so we can, you know, consistently produce power once we're down on the surface. Anyway, guys, that is all I have time for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. This has been Episode 1 of Space Engineers Ascension, the new survival Let's Play series on my channel. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you did not, hit that dislike button. And otherwise, please, if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.